Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Matt Tuck from Bullet For My Valentine, and this is our 4-track history. Track number 1, 4 Words to Choke Upon, originally showing up on our EP and our debut, The Poison. It was one of the first ever Bullet songs that we wrote as a band, and it was just a aggressive song about being frustrated, about not getting anywhere in the music industry, because we wrote the song obviously before we got a record deal, before we were signed. And it was just preempting the future, really. And having that moment to say to people that doubted us and hated us, to look at me now, you know what I mean? Like, everything that we've worked for is paid off, and it hasn't for you. So it was a big middle finger to everyone that didn't believe in our band. The single, we chose it to be a single just because we thought it just represented the band at that particular point in our career. You know, we were right at the start of it, so we didn't really have that many songs to choose from, and it was probably the best one we had. So that's probably why it was chosen. But it was a ripper of a song, you know, and it really set the tone for Bullet's career. You know, it's the one song that has never left the set list ever since it was created. You know, so it's a really important song for us. We've changed the middle section slightly to make it a bit more aggressive and a bit more gnarly live, which is not something we thought about when we were making it all those years ago. But as you play songs live, you start to kind of hear and see things that you can introduce to the show that aren't on the record, which I personally love. I love things like that. I love going to see a band and then they kind of spice up a song that you've known forever and then just put an extra edge on it. I think that's cool, you know. So that's what we've done on 4 Words, and we've done it on a few other songs as well. Track number 2 is Your Betrayal, the opening song from 2010's Fever. Again, it's a massive Bullet anthem. It's a song that has never left the set list since its creation. And yeah, the song, I can't remember exactly why I wrote the song or what it was about particularly. I just went on a kind of a word hunt of stuff that was dark and heavy and intense, and just was a song about betrayal. You know, it wasn't a personal song. It didn't really mean anything as such. It was just going on that kind of creative lyrical manhunt to just make something sound cool, you know. So, but it's become a Bullet anthem ever since it was out. One of our favorites, one of our fans' favorites too. Yeah, it was one of those moments where it was quite a hard song to write because we wanted something to open the record and open the live show. So we wanted something really big, really simple, really epic, and those things are way harder to write than anything fast and complicated. You know, having that kind of military style, machine gun style intro. We were writing it and we're just like, this is so lame. It's just so boring. But then when you start putting it down and you hear it back through the big monitors in the studio and you start laying over a little bit of riffage and stuff, it just comes to life, you know. So it was an interesting song to make, but a very rewarding one. Now it's been done years, you know. Well, Your Betrayal was actually the last song we wrote for the record, so we didn't really set the tone for anything. It kind of finished it. Like I said, we didn't feel like all the songs we'd written for that record had a genuine opening gambit, you know. So that's why we spent the time looking for one, and thankfully we found it. You Want a Battle off 2015 Venom record. Again, one of my personal favorites, one of our, you know, crowd's personal favorites. From our perspective, we see them singing along every night, which is great. The song did take a more of a personal twist on this one. I wanted to write something personal about the history of myself, and I went to a bit of a kind of a crappier, darker place when I was younger. I got bullied a lot when I was in school because I wasn't really a cool kid. I had long hair. I was super skinny and weird. Was into metal music, you know, and it was a bit of a target for the bigger boys who weren't into that stuff, you know, which I'm sure a lot of people out there can relate to. Just felt like a bit of an outsider, a bit of a weirdo. But the song is about overcoming all of that and eventually maturing enough mentally and physically to stand up on my 2 feet, eye to eye with these people and fight back and eventually crush them in every single way, you know. And I just think the band having its success and, you know, myself achieving what I've achieved with Bullet, you know, is the biggest fuck you to all those people. But a thank you as well, because if it wasn't for those guys, I wouldn't be here. It's weird. I think it's a combination of just the sound of it, the statement, the lyrical content, the catchiness. I think it's one of those songs which it is more of an anthemic kind of song, you know. Just even the opening 10 seconds with the chorus vocal chanting together, you know. It's just a song about unity and a song about fighting back against shitty times, you know. I think a metal community and the rock community can relate to that kind of stuff, you know, because I think being in this kind of world, I think everyone experiences that younger kind of feeling like a little bit of an outcast. But at the end of the day, it's a big happy family, and we're there for each other. And writing a song like this and getting the fans to sing it back every night, you know, it's turned a bit of a shitty, crappy, dark situation into something really positive, you know, so it's cool. Over It, yeah, it's on latest record, Gravity. It's a song that, obviously, it's quite a new song, but since we've written it, it's been in the set ever since. It's a song that we wrote a little bit differently to anything else in the past, but that was Gravity, I guess. But we just wanted a big, heavy, festival-style bounce groove, which is not something Bullet has ever done. So that was kind of the theory of that song, is to make it slamming. You know, loads of groove, loads of energy. And the lyrical content is it's just about frustration. It was dealing with a lot of things behind the scenes in the band's life, in my personal life. And it just got to the point where I was just over it, you know? And I just kind of wrote a song about it, and it came out great. I think it fits into the album great, you know? It's definitely one of the heavier tracks on the new record. And we kind of made it with the live show in the back of our heads, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. I think it just sets the tone. It's dark, it's heavy, it's got a great chorus. It's, you know, got a little bit of production, electronic production in there, but nothing over the top. I don't know. I think it's just it just set the tone for Gravity, you know? It's just like, this is new, it's fresh, it's different enough, but it still sounds like Bullet, and that's what we wanted to do.